So tell me a little bit about when Emma was born. I just want to sort of understand the journey about when she wasn't meeting sort of those vital sort of mileage marks, when you started to notice that things weren't quite right.
Oh, well, Emma was our first, so initially there was nothing to indicate anything was wrong. So it was probably when she was about 15 months to 2 years that we just thought her milestones were a bit slower than normal, the walking, the sitting up. And it probably wasn't really until we had Jackson, who's 2 years younger, started really overtaking her. So probably later he started overtaking, and then we really thought something was going on and wrong, and might have been a bit more serious than we thought, just a bit of a delay.
So what did you do then? Did you sort of, do you go to your local GP? Or, I mean, I don't know how you know where to start with something like that.
The local GP, the paediatrician. Probably because you get the paediatrician from birth, and then he sort of keeps an eye on it, and he then referred us to a neurologist at the Children's Hospital, who was a very good one. But initially they just diagnosed, so when Emma was 4 or 5, they diagnosed global development delay.
Right, which is
just a general delay. Yeah, exactly, we don't know.
Right. So it's just a broad term for
very broad term.
Not quite sure. She's just not developing as normal kids do.
That's right. So, and we didn't really know then if she would catch up or if we had no idea. And I do remember the neurologist saying to us, we won't label her, and they ruled out autism because she had eye contact and she would hug us. And I think back then it wasn't as broad, autism, so they ruled it out, said we won't label her, and in hindsight that label might have really helped.
So this is not that long ago, because how old's Em now?
She's 16.
Yeah, so you're talking,
it's
like a decade ago.
Yeah.
And even at that stage, they weren't open to the fact of autism. They weren't even looking at it.
They were, probably in a less broad sense though. And I just think she didn't want to label her. I kept saying we won't label her, which was fine, and we didn't know the extent of it then. So as the years went on, and it wasn't until she was 13 that we got the autism diagnosis.
That's a long time. So what were you doing for in terms of supporting her, or what guidance were you given from the specialist in that period of time?
Just speech therapy, occupational therapy. We did all that, the early intervention. We knew that was important for just her delay. She went to a special needs school from when she was 4. Yeah. So they did a lot of that as well.
How was she communicating with you?
She doesn't communicate at all still. She just gestures what she wants. Now she can nod for yes and shake her head for no, and she knows what she wants and she understands us. So that's a bit easier. And I just know what she wants.
And as a mother does.
I remember I went to a course, a Makaton signing course, and they said, I think initially you do this little test and it's like I think it's only 20% of communication is verbal, really, with gestures and signing,
So is that but it's less than that for Emma, is it? Because she actually doesn't speak.
In general communication with normal people, he said that, it's verbal is really a tiny part of. It's amazing how you can communicate without speaking.
It's true.
Yeah. So true. Emma's words are only mum and nan. That's what she can say.
Right.
But she lets us know what she wants in other ways.